Hello everyone,
Hi Dvalin.
and welcome back to another episode of Corepunk. So yesterday we got big news. We got a quarterly update Q1, and it actually started stating that good evening, in times like these, when the whole world is facing a task of such an enormous size, bringing not only people and communities together, but whole countries and even continents, we like to wish all of you your strength to get through these tough days. Unprecedented for nations in peacetime. Stay calm, stay home, stay safe. Precaution is better than cure, and unity is a synonym to victory. We like to share with you with our humble update. We believe that staying calm and doing what we do best is the best that we can do. So with this update here, it's actually what they call quarterly update Q1 2020. We are getting tons of news, like we're getting so many things confirmed, so many things. So why not just go directly into the first one? The first one is of course gender unlocked. It's really cool. We always wanted to give players more freedom in creating unique and memorable characters. Due to the huge scope of modern MMO games and Corepunk being our first game, we have to prioritize features we'll be able to deliver on time and up to our quality standards. For quite a while, gender lock was one of these things that we wanted to get rid of, but at the same time, that wouldn't add a significant amount of work. We got a lot of feedback from you in this regard, so we sat again to think this feature through, and we have found a way to squeeze it into our schedule and pipeline. You will be able to pick your preferred sex and customize appearance for each hero, including facial features, haircut, facial hairstyles, color skins, lips, eyes, and more. And the pictures then we got from this, if we look a little on it, this is the pictures that we actually got with this sentence. It looks great. I mean, so we can see the warrior in the left corner, and this warrior guy, that's of course the one we have seen for the trailer, and he's also now going to have a female version. Really cool. And she looks also great, with very broad hairstyles, with like haircuts here and all that. Everything looks fine. It looks like super good. And I mean, it's really cool that they are taking this step, because going from gender lock to, well, unlocked genders, I would say this is the step they have to do before the game now is a really MMORPG. Because MMO is only the big thing of the game, but RPG elements is what that makes actually that you can roleplay in the game. Like, that's the RPG elements. And now because you can choose what gender you want, it's just really making the game a real MMORPG and not this locked thing. So I'm a huge fan of this. We also got this other picture here where we can see different hairstyles. So you can see the orange one is the guy, and I don't know, the foxy orange is the lady. Looks great, really cool hairstyles. Some of them I'm like, wow. And I already now know that I think pretty now I know which one I'm going with. But these hairstyles looks super amazing. Looks really good. The next update we got, and following with all this, is Heroes and Masteries. We are focused on polishing first 6 heroes of closed beta. That is so cool that they are saying that they already are now making the first 6 heroes ready for closed beta. So cool. Each with 3 distinct weapon masteries. For example, the champion hero you've seen in the trailer will be able to fight with 2-handed sword, 1-handed sword and shield, or be an archer with a bow. We'll tell you more about other heroes mastery during our next stream. So with all this, we actually also got another picture. It's this one here. You're probably not able to see it right now because it's very small, but if we zoom in a little bit, you will be seeing this. So it shows that right now we are in mastery level 26. We still have 10 points. We have, well, chosen 16 out of 33 points. We are in the talent tree called School of Avalanche. We can also get School of Storm or School of Earthquake. For some reason it has a lock on them. We don't know why it has a lock on. Maybe it's because he's not in a safe zone, so you need to be in a safe zone for being able to switch spec. Maybe it's because he hasn't unlocked them yet, or, you know, who knows. The really cool thing we see in the middle here is that you can like choose different talent in this mastery level system, and they will give you some kind of a passively bonus, it looks like. Maybe also active bonus, but at the moment it's right now passively, we only know. For example, this one is the mouse is hovering right now over, is saying if ability hits 3 targets or more, next use will have damage increased by 30. So that pretty much confirmed that the Q ability the guy is going to have as a two-handed weapon ability is going to be a AoE spell. And pretty cool, I like this whole system. The big question here now is mastery level going to be something that you can already get from level 1, or is mastery level going to be something like champion levels in in Elder Scrolls Online, where after you go to maximum level, then you can get these champion levels, but maybe that's what Corepunk is calling mastery levels. It could be, I mean, who knows? That would be a pretty cool thing, but maybe it's also something that you just have all the time. I don't know, we don't know, but it looks really cool. Beside this, we also see that of course the School of Earth, the other talents he can choose between School of Avalanche, School of Storm, School of Earthquake, these different talent trees is his other specs, like in World of Warcraft when you have these 3 specs you can choose between. So the talent tree here is very similar to what we've seen in World of Warcraft with, you know, the different 3 specs you can switch between. But it's so cool that this hero they called Champion, he can use a bow, he can use a one-hand and shield, and his two-hand. So it's really cool that he can be a ranger, melee, or even a tank. So if the raid team needs a ranger, he can be the ranger. If they need a two-handed damage, he can be that. If they need a tank, he can be that. But keep in mind, the developers, they said on Discord that it's going to be hard to get all the 3 talent specs and master them fully. What I maybe think P-Shack meant when he said that was that maybe the mastery levels is not going to be shared. So maybe you have to get enough mastery levels for going into each of the talent trees. So of course that means you have to grind and play a lot on your character before you unlock it on all your different specs. But again, we don't know for sure. It's just a statement maybe. But yeah, that is the update we got about heroes and masteries. The next update we have is this one called gameplay stream dates. We know that most of you just wanted to see more gameplay footage, and we are working on it. We're going to show you our next short gameplay video or a stream 15 to 30 minutes in early May, and much longer one, couple of hours more, in June. We may even invite some streamers to play and stream the game. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. I mean, I would like to be in that, if you don't mind. If you want to add me, you could probably add me. I'll fingers crossed. I know I'm not a streamer. I'm probably more YouTuber, but again, it could be nice to be in that pool. So that's the update we got about getting more update. We have to wait for May, where we get like 30 minutes, and then we have to wait for June for getting some kind of hours content. Pretty cool. The next update we got is business model. And this one is probably the one that I have been most anticipated for, or most hyped about, because I know you probably like, why, you just buy the game and then you don't think about this anymore. But it still has something big to do with the game and how the game is going to success. So the business model in this is one of the most popular requests was on game's business model. We settle on buy to play plus cosmetics, battle pass, in-game shop. From day one, having a fair game was our top priority. On the other hand, maintaining game servers and supporting players takes a lot of effort and isn't cheap. So we were looking for a fair option that will make it work. We will not sell any boosters, nothing that can affect your gameplay. Only cosmetic item can be bought through in-game shop or achieved with battle passes. Having monthly subscription probably wouldn't be the most fair type of business model for an MMO. Perhaps we would not have to bother about in-game shop at all, but not many MMOs can survive on subscription these days. So we decided to go with buy to play model. Boom, boom, boom. And I mean, this is really amazing. I mean, personally, I think this is so great. I love buy to play. So again, this reminds me of Guild Wars 2, where you buy the game. I know Guild Wars 2 is also free in some sentence, but again, for playing actually the game, and in old days, it was buy to play. So buy the game, enjoy the game, and you can come back whenever you want. You don't have to think about, oh, I don't have a subscription right now, oh, I need to buy a subscription. You can always come back. And then they're going to add battle passes. I mean, battle passes is probably one of my favorite things in MMOs. I love battle passes. Battle passes is something that makes me come online 24/7 and keep grinding, because I want those nice armor cosmetics before they leave the shop. Because battle passes I hope they will do that, Corepunk also, that the thing you get in the battle pass is something you can only get in this season, and when next battle pass starts in maybe 2 months, then all the items you got in the season 1 battle pass, you will never be able to get those. Like Dauntless is doing, like Fortnite is doing, like PUBG is doing, like all those games. I really hope battle passes is going to be the same here. I think Corepunk is the first MMORPG to actually add a battle pass. If other MMOs already have battle passes, please let me know in the comments. I would really like to know that. So beside this, I'm a really big fan of they're going to have battle passes and in-game shops, because that means we can buy in-game items in the shop, only cosmetics. And I love that, because that means I can log on first day, take on a cosmetic shop, and then I can buy some skin that makes me look nice. I don't care about what other people think about my skin. I just personally want to feel cool. When I play a game, one of the most important things for me is to look cool. I want to have a character that looks cool. I don't want to look like someone who's level 1. So if I can look from the start of the game really awesome with some kind of a cosmetic that I bought in the shop, or I bought with the game when I bought some kind of a big bundle for $100, I don't mind. And if other people are like, oh, well, you look like someone who's pro, well, I don't mind. You know, that's just how it is. But it's very, very important that dungeons, instances, raids, very hardcore raids or PvP can give you some kind of a transmog cosmetic that you only can get from the game and play it, and where you have to show you're good. And it's not something, don't make the same skins in the shop that just recolored. I feel that's important, so people can see on you that this guy is actually playing PvP and he's pro. He has the best rating because he has this cosmetic. That would be cool. I mean, like in old days in WoW, when everyone had PvP gear, the best PvP gear, you know, this guy, he has 2k rating or something like that. Really love it. Big fan of that. Okay, that was the business model. Let's go to the next one. The next one after business model is going to be world design update. We already have big portions of our world built, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Right now we are working on the start location and players' initial experience. Basically that's what you will see in our first streams. The work is still in progress, but there are some screenshots. So these screenshots, let's take a look at those. So this is the first one. It's well, a very mysterious place. It has a mine where some dangerous red color comes out from, and then we can see it also continues under the ground. Like imagine that the mine is like actually going down, and then there's like a hole where you can look down in the mine, since we see the same red glowing eye. Also, when you go into the mine, you will see there is some kind of a, well, there's some kind of a banners outside, some signs saying, okay, there's monsters in here. It's probably a mine full of skeletons, I could imagine. Also on the right side you see a guy's boots, and he's holding some kind of a staff. So that could maybe be a guardsman. Who knows? I'm not sure if Corepunk actually noticed that this guy is standing in the right side, or maybe they did for, you know, who knows? Maybe they're like, ha ha ha, they will be thinking about him. Who knows? The next picture we got is this one here. It looks like a spring picture. We have two dwarves standing there playing cards. One of the guys is looking like he's going down to a mine and do some mining work. They have 2 cups of some kind, it looks like water or something like that in that bottle. Then we can see some kind of electricity system where they have light, trees that looks like spring, and maybe that's a mine or a house behind them. I think it's some kind of a mine work. Pretty cool. I like it. Then we have this caravan city, something like that, and we can see that we have some guy that sells books in the top. Maybe it's a NPC that we can actually use for, like, maybe I don't know, like enchanting or something like that, jewel crafting or something. He also has some music instruments. And in the left corner we see some kind of a pottery that makes pots, and it looks like actually some kind of a monster guy is standing and buying something, doesn't it? I mean, it looks like he has horns on his head. He looks like some kind of a monster guy, I think. I don't know. We don't know. We also have this really, really cool one that looks like, if you don't really look closely, it looks like some kind of a fantasy, like old medieval picture. But then, oh, there's a lamp and there's a car. So it's really fun how you combine these worlds. That it's like a medieval world combined with a fantasy world, a modern world with cars and all that. But it looks like two soldiers standing, one with two swords and one with a gun, it looks like. Really cool. I mean, the armor of the guy from the left side, that armor actually reminds me a bit from the Horde armor the guards have in World of Warcraft. Really, really cool. So I think that was all the pictures. Yes, it was. It was all the 4 pictures that we are getting from this one now. So now to the last update that we got. Creatures and monsters. We also working on a lot of various friendly and hostile creatures and characters of the world. Here's a brief glimpse of our latest work on this. And if we go to the next picture here, we'll see the first one. It looks like some kind of a well, if you heard the story about these Elanians with very close to them, there's like a blood forest or blood city where everything is like blood and there's monsters in it. I think these monsters are coming from that zone. I'm pretty sure they are coming from that zone, just to be honest. But it looks cool. I really like them. If you look at the Scorpion, you can see like he has like heads on top of him. Pretty creepy. Could give children nightmare. And the guy to the left, he actually reminds me of Venom. I might think the artist who made that one has a little Venom fan inside him. I can see it's an artist called Sing. So great job, Sing. It looks amazing. The next one here is, it looks like some guy, kind of a guy who, well, it looks like people who's been transformed. So I think in the game we're going to some kind of a city in the game later on, where we are going to face a whole city that has been transformed to these monsters, where we can see workers, miners, normal people has been transformed to these kind of monsters. I don't know, but and then also we get a picture of a food as a feed. That's like, okay, pretty. But again, looks fun. I could imagine this is some kind of a monster that will attack you like in big hordes. Like you go into like some kind of a ghost city, and then will just be 100 of them running out of this out of buildings or something like that. And then we get the very cool, I don't know, I think it's an ox, like a cow or something like that. It's made by a guy called Winder EK, I think it says EK. Really cool art. I like this one. It looks like some kind of oxes or cows that we are going to face. I don't think we're going to see them in Elanian Forest. I think we're going to see them in the Fadens area or Jonas. So either in the Fadens desert, maybe some of them, the top one, top in the right corner, and in the middle one, the blue one, I think maybe we'll see them in the Jonas ice territories. So I think this is enemies that will, not enemies, just wildlife that we're going to face in both Jonas and Fadens areas. This one is definitely some kind of a forest monsters who's going to walk around in Elanians. I think they are going to be passive, and they're not really going to attack us, I think. And it looks like, well, we're getting a 3D object, well, a 3D show of them, and a 2D. So that means they have actually already implemented them in the game, but it looks like they still need to color them. But really cool. I like these. I have always been a fan of the walking trees in World of Warcraft or Warcraft lore. So this one is really cool. I really like that one. The next one is, it looks like some kind of a tribe. It's probably a tribe that we maybe are going to see in either Elanians or the Jonas place, because it could look like forest people, or it could look like some kind of a ice people who lives in the Jonas. But again, Jonas ice, and then pretty much showing all the skin. It sounds really cold, unless these guys are like you know, they can feel the cold, because of some kind of a god they maybe pray to. But looking at the guys, it looks like they have some kind of animal heads, all of them. I like the guy in the bottom. He has like a deer head, so he looks like someone who just killed Dvalin and took his head off. It could be. Maybe this tribe is going to be praising the god Dvalin, who lives in Yggdrasil, you know, the Norse mythology. Who knows? But they look really, really awesome. I think this is one of those where they are pointing out they also show some kind of a friendly. So maybe this is going to be one of the tribes that you can actually quest for and helping. Who knows? The last one is this one, and this one is definitely going to be hostiles. I could maybe imagine that these one could be in common with those blood monsters, but maybe they are not having any relation with the blood monsters. Maybe this is some kind of a, you can say, necromancer cult. So this is like a necromancer cult, and then there's also going to be monster cult. But for some reason, I think these are the same as the monsters we saw in the start with the venom and the scorpion. I think they are in relations. This is probably the summoners of the monsters, maybe. It could also be a necromancer cult for themselves. Who knows? So that is pretty much all the pictures. I'm just confirming, yep, that was all the pictures. So that is all the Corepunk news we're getting from yesterday, and it's the big update we're getting from Q1, the quarterly update. So next update we're getting is first going to be in next month, in May, where we're getting a 15 to 30 minutes video. And then in next month again, we're getting a long gameplay session, probably going to be streamers, maybe luckily enough YouTubers is also getting a beta, just, you know, dreaming. So yeah, that's all the Corepunk news for today. So thanks everyone for watching. Leave down a comment, let me know what do you think about all these news. Is there something that we didn't hear about that you really wanted to hear, or is there something here that you don't like? Let me know in the comments. So everyone, thanks for watching. Leave down a comment, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more Corepunk news. Else, peace out and stay awesome.
Cool. Thanks.